about your autism. So I was curious if you could talk to our audience about some of the things that people ask you about with your autism and why you would want to talk to us about that autism.
Okay, well, I can tell you the question I really hate getting asked is the question. Huh?
It wasn't that question.
That's not that question. It's the question, what does it feel like to have autism? And that's a question I get mostly, because you can't really answer that. It's just like trying to ask someone else, what does it feel like to have autism? I mean, to not have autism, to have blonde hair. I don't know. It's like, you can't answer that because it's just a part of you that you've grown up with. I mean, you don't know what it's like not to have autism if you have autism. You don't know what it's like to have autism when you don't have autism, so I can't really answer that question. But the other part of that was the reason why I wanted to talk to an audience about autism, about me having autism. Well, I really didn't want to come up here and talk. For one, I was nervous, and two, I just came from my school dance. But I figured that if it were to help a parent whose child has just been diagnosed with autism, I think it would have been worth my while. So that's why I'm here.
So back to a very proud mother. Very proud. Well, one of the things that struck me about this film that was so beautiful was how open it was to the spiritual journey and to how important religious traditions are in family, the pain within that and the joys within that. And I know Josh is getting ready for his bar mitzvah, and know that you are very proud as he steps into full manhood to share himself with the world. And I wonder how you feel about how spirituality and religion was treated in the film. Your own reaction.
Well, I related greatly to Elaine's family because of the Jewish implications. We're Jewish, and the Passover dinner and the lighting of the Hanukkah candles and the dancing, and how difficult it must be for her as a single mother to maintain those traditions by herself, because it sure takes a whole family of us in a small town like Charlottesville to make sure those Jewish traditions kind of take precedence over the lights of Christmas and the Easter bunnies and things like that. It's not easy in Charlottesville to raise Jewish kids. It's a challenge. But I really related to Elaine, and then as I was looking into her a little bit over the last few days on the website, I ran into a video of her son Neil becoming bar mitzvah. And that was in May 18th of this past year, he became bar mitzvah. And I emailed her thinking she's too busy, she'll never email me back. Well, she did email me back, and she said that Wyatt also will be bar mitzvahed in February. So, you know, that again gives me a whole other connection. But she was kind enough to send me the speech that Neil wrote, that he typed. And I'm not going to read the whole speech, but there were a couple of pieces from this because it really sums up about the spirituality where it comes to bar mitzvah for Jewish families. And what he said is, this is Neil, my bar mitzvah is going to be a happening, a great celebration. I am a leader of my thoughts and decisions. It is the right and responsibility of a boy to learn what God wants and expects of us, then to listen and set an example. I get to be smart and teach people about differences. To pick a humble act, I have to say it is how I show patience to my life each day. I have to be humble to God when I am challenged with autism. My humility comes in my love and my humor. And when you look at a child like Neil and you think, not much going on in there, and then you read these words, doesn't that make you look at everybody that you may have looked sideways to and think, I wonder what's in there. I wonder how I can find out more information. So I was greatly humbled and pleased to have a correspondence with Elaine now. She's going to be in D.C. next week and has invited me up to have tea with her, so I may be doing that. I'll talk to my husband and see if he can kind of handle some of the driving duties. Thank you.
She's very tiny, Elaine.
I thought she's very tiny.
But she's a delight. You should go meet her.
Thanks.